Welcome to Indo-Caribbean Forum's Culinary Corner. Today we present curried goat. Our first ingredient for this dish is seasoned goat meat. This is fresh goat meat from the market, seasoned with traditional seasoning, which is chives, shadow benny, etc. We will also add chopped onion, chopped garlic, hot peppers, curry leaves, and also chopped tomatoes. For this dish, we will be using a mix of Chattak loose curry powder and Chief brand goat and duck curry. It's a mixture of 3 tablespoons of curry. We add some vegetable oil to a hot pot, and then we add the curry leaves. This gives a nice aroma as we just lightly heat the leaves. I'm sorry, we had a little technical difficulties, so we've already added the chopped onions to the dish. We add some turmeric powder, some minced garlic, and we let this cook for a little while. At this point, as we stir in the garlic and the turmeric mix, we get a beautiful aroma coming out of the pot. We cook this well so that we incorporate the curry leaves as well. Now we add the hot peppers to the dish. Now you can add as much hot peppers as you like if you like it spicy, less if you like it a bit mild. But you know, curry goat always needs to be a bit spicy. So we just keep mixing. Now we will add in the curry mixture, which is the curry powder with some water. Some people like to add dry curry powder, but always prefer to add water to it so that it cooks the curry well. We will just continue cooking this and patching the curry in local parlance. We make sure that we thicken this curry paste solution that we've made so far to get all the spices and masalas going into the dish. As you can see, it's nicely coming along. We have this on a pretty high heat as we're cooking to make sure that everything cooks well. See, as this is really nice and thick, this is the consistency we're actually going for before we add anything else to this dish. So we're going to wait until we see the fat or the oils coming through in this dish. Now we add the tomatoes. We will just cook this for a little while. We will try to make the potatoes softer and smush it a little bit. This just helps with the acidity content of the dish. So we just make sure we fry up the tomatoes a little bit in this curry mixture. As we continue doing that, again, it is at a relatively high heat, but we're making sure that we're always stirring this so that the curry doesn't burn at the bottom. See how nicely this is doing, and you would not believe the aroma of the dish so far. You can actually smell the curry and the saffron powder, the turmeric powder, and I can tell you, it's amazing. Okay, you can see this is really nicely done. You can actually see the way that the curry is actually farting is the only word I can think to use at this point. Okay, so now we add the seasoned goat meat into the dish, and we will give it a really good mix at this point to make sure that the curry mixture is evenly distributed to all the pieces of meat. We continue stirring this nicely, coating all the pieces of the meat. So we continue doing this, and I will also tell you, we don't add water to this dish at this point because we prefer to have the meat cook in its natural waters, that it will start to let go into the dish. So we allow it to cook in its natural waters. You will also notice that I have not added any salt, and I will not add salt to this dish. And I guess one of the main reasons for this is because in the seasoning we would have put salt already for the dish. So we are allowing this to cook on a relatively medium level of heat to allow the masalas, etc., to get into the meat and flavor it even down to the bone. So throughout the cooking process, you will notice that I'm constantly stirring and actually clearing off all of the curry mixture masalas off of the side of it to make sure that it continues to get into the meat. I think for this dish we have roughly 3.5 pounds. Now we will get some water going, because the water that we add into the dish will be boiling hot water, because we do not add cold water into the dish because we do not want to seize it up from the cooking process. So we're continuing to cook this down. As they say, we're actually bunjing down the dish. Now we will add ground jeera and amchar masala. Very small amounts of this, about 1 tablespoon of ground jeera and about 1/4 tablespoon of amchar masala. This is just to add some extra spice and flavor to the dish. When we add this in, we stir well and incorporate it into the dish. It adds an additional level of flavor. Now we add the blanched pigeon peas. This is fresh pigeon peas, just to give a little extra texture to this dish. We stir it in well, and we're getting ready to add the water to this dish. So we've mixed that well, so the peas even has curry on it properly and well cooked. Now we add the boiled water to the dish, and we make sure that we have enough water that will actually take the dish through to the end, because we don't want to add water various steps in this dish. We give it a nice stir, making sure to clear off any of the curry and masalas that might be at the sides of the pot, because remember, all of these are flavorful mixtures and add to the dish. So we continue to mix. We will allow this to cook for roughly 1 hour. This is about 45 minutes into the cooking after we added the water. You see how nicely this is doing? You can actually see the meat is actually letting going from the bone, etc. And you're seeing the way that it's bubbling and the smell of this dish, the rich curry. As you can see, it's thickening up the gravy, etc. as we continue to cook this for maybe another 15 minutes or so. And as you can see, it's actually going pretty nicely, and it has a nice heat and process going there. We are almost ready to finish this dish off. it's near completion. We'll just thicken the gravy a little more, so we cook for about 10 minutes more. I can't tell you how nicely this smells. Look how beautiful it looks. It's perfectly cooked. The meat is falling off the bone. Even the pigeon peas still has its integrity, but it's nicely curried. Okay, so the dish is finished. We transfer to a serving dish and we just garnish, and it's ready to eat. Bon appetit! This dish that we created is perfectly accompanied with rice and dal and even rotis. Do like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you can get notifications of any new videos that we add.